India is said to be a land of traditions. While many have existed for years uncounted, there is a tradition strong in its very nature and thus keeping our country stable, our public administration, the IAS, the IPS and the state civil services. Governments come and go. Politics is an ongoing, ever-changing process. Ideologies make and break many things, but what has kept a certain civility and a sense of direction that is constant are our officers. With a strong sense of political neutrality, yet complete obedience to protocol, most of our officers have held on to a sense of moral well-being of our constitution and our daily administration. Be it the far-flung areas of the country or the more glamour towns where popularity is quicker, officers have played enablers to a slow and steady process called progress. These are the unsung heroes that we can't see until we have a reason to complain about one of them. Even then, we don't see them as the reason behind why most things function smoothly. Issues ranging from electricity and water supply to your house, to your child's education, to traffic regulations, going unnoticed is a very normal day for us, but a great working day for most of our officers. For most of them, they prefer to ensure smooth running of things as they could without being noticed, and then truly no news is good news for them. And then there are those who we cherish as heroes, albeit only when we know them. Most go unnoticed even as they step into waist-high waters to relieve an area of flooding, or stand firm in their district to ensure no lives are lost during a storm or an earthquake when they could have easily evacuated to safer grounds. I can mention a few stories here. An additional municipal commissioner poured his heart and soul into the COVID battle when his jurisdiction of Ward G South was at its peak, topping national numbers. His family awaited his little one. His parents weren't doing the very best of their health. And this man stood firm, helping hundreds of people fight the COVID battle every single day for day in and day out for the last 8 or 9 months. A district collector led her district like a true captain and did not leave her district herself when asked to by seniors while evacuating others in situations, or rather a situation so unique that was never seen before. The cyclone of Nisarg and the COVID battle of August 2020. And then there are those who want to make the difference, redefine benchmarks, assist governments to make things better than they already are. A principal secretary, for example, revamped a policy that will not just give a massive relief to the hotel industry, but a policy actually redefines the entire hospitality sector in Maharashtra. In an effort that brought this change, 70 licenses were brought down to only 10. 70 application forms were brought down to just 8, and NOCs were reduced by almost 80%. That is the sort of work we are rewarding in public life and public service when we look at a better country going forward. We now rank in the top few administrations in the world when we look at ease of doing business for the hospitality sector. And then there's a story of a former municipal commissioner on whose insistence and persistence and passion we brought down the daily waste collection of Mumbai city from 10,000 metric tons a day. 10,000 metric tons a day is almost equal to 100 armored vehicles. From 10,000 metric tons a day to 6,000 metric tons a day only by pushing little habits of waste segregation in bulk generators. Likewise, there are many more officers of the IPS and their colleagues who stand firm to protect the interests of the state in the face of every crisis, be it a terrorist attack, a fire, or a protest, or even a natural calamity like an earthquake or a storm. What we as normal people might give up on or run away from, terming it as a disaster or a crisis, they run towards for us. That is the fabric of our public administration. I've mentioned only a few stories here. There are tons like these who ensure the smooth functioning of the state, redefining benchmarks, and more so, the vision of various governments, political parties to be implemented in a polished way that suits our constitution. The ever-changing nature of Indian politics always needs a sense of stability and continuity. That comes from the public administration. Let us recognize these everyday heroes in our lives, applaud them for their selfless acts of nation building. Thank you.